Hey guys, so before we jump into our development of clinic management system, let us understand the pre-prep steps that we have for our development. So first and foremost is that understand the use case that you have. What is the end goal for this automation? What is the reason the client is looking to do this automation in first place? What is it that the client wants to focus on? Is it to reduce time or perform the task consistently and accurately or reduce the workload on existing staff? Keep this reason in your mind while developing it. It will help you prioritize your actions when you are building the code. I have explained this in my development video further. Also, understand what is the frequency of the task to be automated. Rate the complexity of the task. Prioritize the client request in order of the importance. Second, think how will you achieve this automation in Studio X? Is this use case a best fit for Studio X automation? Does Studio X have all the activities to fulfill the client request? Will you need any additional UI tool or can you achieve the UI, that is the user interface aspect, with the help of Studio X components? Is the client willing to do an attended automation or an unattended automation? Where does the client want to store his or her data? Does that system have an integration with Studio X? Does the use case have any captcha request or does it involve any access to the website that is difficult to be spied using the available element spying techniques? Third, scan the available Studio X activities. Once you identify that this use case is a good candidate for Studio X automation, scan all the activities you need to develop this. Make sure you have the updated version of Studio X software. Download all the necessary packages needed for the activities you need to use. Fourth, planning the modules. Divide the client requests as modules and target the development one by one. Categorize common components in the request and build a reusable code around the same. For example, if you need to build an automation for social media, for every process you need to automate, if you need to mandatorily log into the portal, build a common login activity that can be used across the processes. Last but not least, configurable components. For every automation, you need to create one configuration file. This file is accessible to the user and they can enter inputs that are variable. For example, if you are sending out bulk emails for customer engagement, you can keep the message to be sent in the email body within this config file. Before running the automation, the user can update the message in the config file as per their need and then send the messages to the client. If this value had been hard coded, then every time if the user wanted to change the message, she would have to contact you. Right. Now, this is the development journey. First, you actually develop the use case on Studio X. Second, that you keep testing the code even if it is less and you keep testing it module wise. Third, you integrate all the modules together, then you test the overall code. Last but not least, optimize your code. Reduce the running time of this code. Our goal, even if the client has not requested to make the automation faster, it's our duty as a developer to deliver the best. All right. So here's the first development that we will be doing together. For a clinic management system, these are the requirements that we need to fulfill. First, it's about storing the patient data. There are at least 20 to 25 columns that the doctor had requested to store in the Excel. Second is appointment reminder. For example, let's say that today there are 20 patients who have their appointment at the clinic. Task of the automation is to retrieve the patient details from the data that we have stored and send them reminder that, hey, you know what, today is your appointment at the clinic, do not miss out. Third, sending social mails to the customer. For example, Often at the clinics, you have seen that, we receive these common messages, which is to wish you Happy Diwali, Merry Christmas, stay safe during COVID, etc. In order to send these bulk messages, customer has requested to build an automation. Last is that after the day has ended at the clinic, the doctor needs a report where he or she can actually see how many new patients have arrived at the clinic today. Before I teach how the development of clinic management system can be achieved, why don't you give it a try and see, are you able to satisfy these client requests? I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any queries or recommendations, please post them into the comment section.